The Nifty is showing a big 250-odd point pop. And why not? We sold off 1,700 points yesterday. So some bounce will come. So, yeah, there you go. 190 kicking off the day. Above 22,000. That's good news. 156, 160. I mean, in that range about... But holding, I mean, so far. Nifty Bank is up about 0.5%, 287 points, 300 points, 47,200 plus is what you have. And you've got the mid-cap index, which is starting about 1% higher. The small-cap index, again, will come up on your screen as well. So it's a decent, positive start, and we'll need to watch what happens from here on. You know, a lot of stocks yesterday saw massive pullbacks, massive moves generally, and of course, massive pullbacks from the day's lowest levels. So again, I think a lot of focus there. SBI, the big mover on Monday, the big mover on the downside yesterday, opening absolutely flat, and so many others starting up as well. So let's take it with stocks.
Yeah, absolutely. I was just looking at the sector spread as of now. Obviously, FMCG is getting top billing. There's no surprise there because that's the one consensus view in the market that you need to increase exposure to staples. Beyond that, if we look at some other names on the PSU side, oil and gas names in particular, and that's because of the fall in crude oil prices. I guess that's an immediate reaction. So the likes of a BPCL up about 3%, even ONGC for that matter is up about 3.5%. Coal India. So the larger PSUs are finding takers this morning with gains of about 1 to 2%. What else is moving? HCL Technologies up about 1.7%. One of these foreign brokers has replaced L&T with HCL Tech. Just gives us a glimpse of the change in portfolios that's taking place after yesterday's mega verdict. So that's where the gains are. Look at some of the volume charts now, see what's moving up there. Well, guess what? There is an IRFC that's still popping up, 4.5% up. There's a Nalco popping up, 4.5% up. Sale is higher as well. So, well, there is some buying in PSUs, no taking away from that. And you have other names like JK Tyre, which are up and about. There were some stocks and news that Vamakshi was telling us about. Angel One's numbers look good for the month gone by. That stock's up about 6.5%. KC International just announced a 1,000 crore rupee order win, 3.5% up over there as well. EQ Lighting, I think one of their plants is coming on stream today, is 3% up. Some of these stocks also finding themselves on the upside. Overall, about 200 up on the Nifty, 22,000 on the board. And the mid-cap index is up about 1%. So to start off with, Nigel, I guess, slow and steady.
Well, that's right. You know, the stock that's taking a big hit from the Nifty itself is Hindalco because of uncertainty around that Novelis IPO. I'm reading a note coming in from Philip. They're saying anyway they're not factored in anything with regard to this IPO, so they maintain their neutral stance. So I think the stock was down 6.5%. Now it's recovered a little bit from the low point of the day. But I'm looking at stocks that have some kind of affiliation to, politics, and Heritage Food. For the second day running, that's one of the top volume gainers. It's owned by, Chandrababu Naidu. So, that stock, in fact, is up close to around 5% as we speak. JSPL as well, you had news post-market hours that, in fact, Mr. Naveen Jindal as well has wrestled back that seat that he was sitting MP a couple of terms ago. This time on a BJP ticket, so that stock as well is up and about in today's trading session. You have Mr. Panda that has an affiliation to IMFA, that's Indian Metal, so that stock as well up close to around 4% in initial trade itself. And a few more notable movers, in the early trade itself. You have Vodafone Idea, the stock pullback yesterday. That's one of the top volume gainers in today's trading session. On the flip side, Jaiprakash Associates, because of getting dragged to NCLT, well, that one's down 10% yet again. Equity value gets wiped away, so that's the reason why that stock's under pressure. Suzlon as well, down close to around 4% odd. From the F&O related names, well, you have ABFRL, stock is up close to around 3%. City Union Bank as well is higher in trade. On the flip side, NBCC, one of those stocks that actually had run up big time in the last couple of months, that's taking a pounding. It's down close to around 8% as we speak, Prashant.
No, absolutely. And, it's 90 points now holding, but slipping as well. I mean, it's going to be that kind of market that, you're still in the process of finally kind of settling in and coming to terms with the verdict. The shock factor is out with, of course, what happened yesterday, but now it's going to be a bit of a process. So 21,970 is where we are at. So FMCG, as Nigel mentioned, is really top billings. HUL is up another 4.5%. Dabur is up 3.6. What else? Canes is up 5.6. I can't really see, except FMCG, I can't really see a trend per se. Imami is up 4.5%, but that's FMCG again. Angel One is up 3.5%. These are some of the big volume-led gains. Action Construction Equipment, Motilal Oswal Financial Services, Supreme Industries, volumes thin out very fast if you go down this sort of leaderboard on the positive side. On the downside, you know, the Adani Power stock is the top loser with volumes. It's down 5%. It'll come up on your screen, 677. I mean, but of course, this is also a little bit of pullback because it saw Adani Power, of course, went up 14-15% on Monday. And of course, before that as well, leading up to the exit polls themselves, these stocks have done very well. BHEL is down 7%, 229, 230. Again, one of those PSUs which has just gone berserk. Hindalco is down about 5%. We mentioned that. Cochin Shipyard was down 10 yesterday, is down another 10% this morning. So 1639 on Cochin. Bharat Dynamics is flat out 10%. So these shipbuilders, right? I mean, Cochin, BDL, Mazgaon Dock. Mazgaon is down about 6.5%. So that's another one which is down and out. IRDA, Hudco, NBCC. And I was talking about some of these smaller PSU names which had runaway parabolic moves, seeing a bit of pullback here. Titagarh is down 8%. That's notable because that's from that sort of, a railway sector. Garden Reach is another shipbuilder. It's 9% lower on Garden Reach. It's got large volumes as well. And the volume sort of tick is there at the bottom of the screen along with the price. So you can see that. And SW Solar, Prestige, Techno Electric is down 10%. That was another one of those very large movers, especially after the results recently. So that's seeing a knock as well. The Nifty is up just about 50 points now, which means from the opening levels, we have lost about 100 odd points or so.